Lord, help us now for the next hour.
We're not live.
So we're having a few technical issues, Helen, so please bear with us. And if anybody out there is watching, because we are live.
Oh, what's Ella sent?
Another voice. She was trying to fix the problem for us.
Right, you're live on the page.
We're live on the page. Fabulous. We'll just wait for a few more people to join us, and hopefully Sue can get us on YouTube. I promise, Helen, we will be kind. I won't ask you anything that's not appropriate or down to keto tonight. I promise, even though I've been on a few keto travels with you. You know?
Yeah, there's a few stories, I think. Yeah, there's definitely a few stories.
Member meetups and strong friendships have been created. So Lee is just checking, am I okay? His lovely husband is need to check in on me to make sure I'm okay.
Mine just turns the light off on me.
Funny, these husbands, isn't it? You know.
You would have them.
Oh, we've got, okay, sugar-free Meiji B, evening all. Totally jaded. Hi, Guy, that's a name I recognize. So in your top corner, on your right-hand side, you'll see private chat and comments, Helen.
Yeah.
So if you click on comments, that's the lovely people out in Facebook or YouTube saying hello to us. Have you streamed okay now, Sue? Thumbs up? Hopefully. So Rebecca saying hi, Sandra saying hi. So I think we're there now. So
yeah, we are.
Okay, fab. So good evening. Today is the 15th of February and welcome to our couch time. Our special guest tonight is Helen, and she's been a member with Keto Fitness Club for 2 years, I want to say, Helen? Am I correct?
3 years in June.
Wow, where does time go? Wow. Are you one of the original members then, if you've been there 2.5 years?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay, from the first, because I joined in the September, so if you joined in the June, when did you join, Dan? Was it in March, April?
January.
Okay, so
yeah.
So you weren't far off then, dear. So, and you tell us a little bit about yourself. I believe you're a mum.
I am. I've got 2 boys, 12 and 16.
Yeah,
January. So and I had the pleasure of meeting them both. And Sue's a bit delayed. She may need to mute herself because we're getting feedback, Sue.
I am. I've got 2 boys, 12 and 16.
You're right.
Sue, are you able to mute yourself, lovely?
She may need to move this out because we're getting feedback, Sue.
This is going to be fun.
We need to move this out because we're getting feedback, Sue.
Clearly, Sue can't mute yourself. No.
It's going to be fun.
Oh, dear God. Sorry about this. Technical issues. Right, so you're married to Steve. Thank you, Sue. Better late than never. That was a delayed reaction, wasn't it? I feel like we're going for a comedy act tonight, most probably. That's something Sue and I do quite regular on a Sunday afternoon, as you're aware. You know, comedy hour, to be fair. So, should we start again? So you have 2 boys then, Helen?
I do, yeah. And keep on my toes.
Okay, and your husband, Steve, who turns the light off on you when you're on here talking to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's nice like that.
Yes. Yes. So, where shall we start? I'll be gentle with you tonight because even though I've been away with you on many keto travel journey and I've met your lovely family, we have to remember there's lots of people out there that don't know you. So, we'll be nice. So, why did you come to KFC? Oh, I should say Keto Fitness Club. We abbreviate it, but not the outside world.
Why did I join? So,
how did you find us then?
So, about a year before I started keto, a cousin of mine was already doing keto, and it said to me, you know, how great it was that they've lost weight, and they were saying that it was high fat, protein and not too many carbs. And he always used to say, oh, I do this with butter and I do that with butter. And I've done various diets that is obviously where people would, like everybody, you use low fat. And I just couldn't get my head around it. And then June of 2020, so it was after lockdown, and my size was going a bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, well, let's give it a go. So June 2020, I just said, right, starting on Monday, I'm not eating any bread, potatoes, rice or pasta. And then I was like, well, it was getting a bit, not boring, but same. So I went on to YouTube and found Mark via that, and then joined the Facebook page, and then became a member, and here I am.
Okay. So when you give up, yeah, and the rest is history as we know it. We'll get there. So when you say when you were doing it on your own and you gave up the potatoes and the pasta and the rice, and how easy did you find that, or was it hard going?
Well, rice and pasta probably didn't faze me.
Okay.
Potato probably didn't faze me. It's the bread.
Okay.
So for the first 6 months, might have been less, didn't have any bread. And then obviously Mega Bread came into Keto Fitness Club, and I started making my own. Bought a bread maker so I could do it in the bread maker. And that sort of like stopped the cravings of bread. I didn't really eat much bread, but it, because you can't have it,
Yeah.
you think to yourself, you've got to have it. But
and in the old carby world, a sandwich is an easy option, isn't it? Let's be honest. Yeah. And how many times when you have gone all day and you haven't eaten and you think, oh, I'll just have toast or a sandwich. So the fact that we have, I think, is it 30 bread recipes alone now in the recipe library?
It's quite a lot, yeah.
Yeah. So I personally myself, I didn't miss the other things, but bread is something I struggled with. And my 90-second bread in the microwave was my lifesaver when I first started. But and I will make a loaf of bread, but I don't have the time these days. So I guiltily, or I should say conveniently, I buy low carb options from the bakery. But as a rule, if I want something, it's 90-second. So do you have any other favorites than Mega? Because out of choices.
What, out of bread?
Yeah. Being as we talking the bread.
Yeah, I like the panda wraps.
Okay.
They're quite good. Like you say, they're an alternative to the sandwich, so you can have a wrap for your lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Tuna or whatever you want to put on there.
So did you start cooking since you joined the members group, or have you always cooked?
No, I've always cooked.
Okay.
Not obviously like I would cook some meals, but then you have your convenience meals. So say if time was precious, you just put in something in the oven.
So do you think, have you had to adapt much for family life? Because obviously you've got some boys.
Yeah, you have to prepare. So I do my shopping on a Friday. So on a Thursday, I get my cookbooks out and I pick what meals we're going to have for the rest of the week. And then that helps me with my shopping list.
Yeah.
So do you live with family then? Do you all get together and pick what you want as a family?
No.
No?
That's my decision. If they don't like it, they starve.
Well, I suppose, if you're in charge in the kitchen and in the house, I
mean, obviously, I know what they're all going to like. So I try and pick things, that are their favourites. I mean, that everybody in this house eats the cheeseburger pie. So that's, you know, if I did that, I know that everybody's going to eat it.
That's a good family recipe, actually. That was the first one I gave my family when I decided they were going to try some of the lovely things that I was eating, shall we say, you know. So we got a question from Totally Jane. She's asking, so are you all keto or just for meals? So I'm not sure where she's going with that, but I suppose, do the boys eat outside of keto when they're not with you, or all as a family?
Yeah, they do. So I try while we're at home for them to eat keto. If they have, like tonight, they've had, you know, shop bought burgers, but they've had mega carbs rolls, whatever you want to call them, with them.
So when it's in your control, then you give them as much keto, low carb options as you can. And then when they're out and they're not with you, because that's how I manage it with my tribe, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, at school, I was given, oh God, what was he having? I was making a wrap, but it had got almond, obviously it's got made with ground almonds. And I got told that it wasn't allowed to bring them in because of people with nut allergies.
Ah, that's interesting. Yes, it would be the case. But it's a learning curve as well, like, isn't it? Yeah. So do you have a family favorite recipe?
Favorite recipe, what, family-wise or just me?
Well, what's your favorite recipe then, and what's the family's?
I don't know. Well, the family's is definitely the cheeseburger pie.
Okay.
I don't know, I quite like lasagna. I don't think I've actually ate anything where I've gone, oh, I don't like that, I'm never making that again.
Okay.
I've liked every, you know, like I say, I've liked everything, but I don't know, what do I enjoy the lasagna or pizza, because that's really quick and easy. I don't know. I like them all.
Everything.
Yeah. It sounds a bit like us, to be honest. I know Dan eats a lot of carnivore, and I dip my toes in with carnivore, but everything I make, we do like, to be fair. Do you do any carnivore at all?
Sometimes, some days I do, and I sort of do it without realizing that I'm doing it.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, because like if we have steak, well, I'll have halloumi and eggs with it. So on days that we have steak, we've done carnivore without us even knowing.
Cool. There's a couple of questions coming in. I should say hi to Gemma. She says internet's playing up. Elaine says hi. Let's have a look. Dan, apparently my stand-in husband replacement is in the wings. Thank you, Dan. So first of all, Gemma says she knows that you feel the low-carb lifestyle has really helped your son's diagnosis. So what can you tell us more about that?
So, well, both of my sons are diagnosed with ADHD. The oldest one is also diagnosed with autism. I don't know. They just seem to, I don't know whether it's because Josh has got to now 16 and he's sort of maturing more, I don't know, but it just seems to have completely just calmed and like mellowed. I mean, he is medicated, but it is completely different.
Okay.
And you know, just his attitude to everything, you know, now he's at college. But again, you don't know whether that is diet or whether it is, you know, just his age and he's got a bit maturity.
So did he have like, was there any, other than calming, did he struggle with any other symptoms or signs? I would say, like with the ease and the sugar, they can get really high, can't they? You know, and fidgety and restless.
Yeah. See, Dylan, although Josh, when he was Dylan's age, was, I don't know, he seems to have Dylan seems, a lot more, not so, you don't get so many highs with him, yeah.
Yeah, so as totally Jane just said, it's probably the lack of additives, because the food is cleaner, isn't it? You know what's going in. And when I say cleaner, it's not as processed. So you're in control, aren't you? I know when Ethan have had sugar. Trust me. I know when when it hasn't been in my control. And I think, he's had something. You just know. I may not know what it is, but you can tell, isn't it? Totally Jane is asking, she has her grandson certain days overnight, and I'm trying to find things you enjoy instead of buying things. I struggle. Any suggestions?
Things he will enjoy. I don't know. I mean, I didn't think that my kid, because my 2 boys like pizza,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't think that they'd like pizza, but they do.
My little one likes the wraps, and I'll make it like a pizza as well, or roll it up with ham and cheese.
Yeah.
Eggs, I always find my little one loves sausage and egg, so it's nice and easy, because he'll eat scrambled egg, he'll eat Scotch egg.
Well, you could do boiled egg with like chipolata sausages and use them to dip them into the egg.
Oh, I never thought of that. That sounds actually quite good.
Soldiers.
See, you need a mum, to think this way, see, Dan, with the kiddies, isn't it?
I'll keep the kids, but no, you can keep the kids, but yeah, no, I don't want the kids.
So let's talk about you a little bit then, because Jan have asked, what difference has this lifestyle made to you?
To me, well, 4 stone lighter.
Wow,
more energy, more confidence. Got a complete new wardrobe. I don't mean just the physical wardrobe, I mean the clothes that go in it. I don't know any other difference.
Well, I've seen you blossom, because in the early days you were very quiet and you would hardly speak, and the fact that you're coming on here to talk to whoever, that's a huge confidence.
No, I wouldn't have done this when I first started. No, definitely not. But that's because I know you all, you see.
Okay. So I was going to say, what are your most favourite things about being in the members group, shall we say?
Favourite thing about being in the members group?
Or what do you love about being in the members group?
That you can ask absolutely anything, and you don't get told you can't ask that, or that's stupid, or do you know what I mean? You feel at ease with everybody.
It's a judgment-free space, and you might think it's a stupid question, but and really it's not, and no one's got to judge you for asking that question, because if you don't know, you don't know.
Exactly.
So John has joined us and said hi, and roll on week Saturday. Whoop whoop. Now I know what's happening week Saturday, so would you like to tell people what's happening week Saturday, Helen?
So on the 25th of February, we have a meet-up in Nottingham.
So is this for members?
It is, yes, for members, yeah.
Okay. So have you got any planned activities for this meetup?
Well, we've got, because some of us are staying Friday night and Saturday night. So we've got Friday night, we've got a meal and that planned. Saturday meeting at 11 o'clock at Wetherspoon.
Nice. Coffee for £1 on the go there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then go from there, really. If the weather's all right, I was thinking of taking a walk around the city and going having a look at the castle, and it's not open.
I'm gutted I'm not going to be there with you, because, I love a meetup myself, and I've travelled many a far to meet up. So where's the furthest you've travelled then for a keto meetup?
Cardiff?
Cardiff, yeah.
Is it? Okay. Oh, I feel honoured because you've done that.
Because because I'm Midlands, so we're.
Or Norwich, maybe.
Norwich, yeah.
Yeah.
Norwich was good.
Mary is saying hi. Yeah, John, I'm not going to say live on here that I'm going to be on holiday and where I'm going to be because I don't want to announce to the world where I'm going to be. Sorry, I'm just having a day off and I can't travel. That's as much as you're going to get on here, John. I'm sorry, lovely. Jackie King is saying, come to the Isle of Wight. Do we have any members in the Isle of Wight?
We got Joe.
Yes, we do. And Kim is there. Okay. Jan says she's at the end of the world. I will meet up one day. So I would recommend the meetups. And Dan, if you live close to me, you could come to one of my meetups anytime, So I'm sure if you're close to Helen, you'd be made to feel welcome. It is Nottingham, isn't it? You said. Yeah. Before I say it wrong, isn't it? I feel like there's a conversation going on in Facebook that we're not part of,
I think Gemma's trying to be bad. She put Norwich was good and naughty. I don't know what Gemma got up to in Norwich, but me and Helen were not naughty. We were very well behaved.
We were very well behaved.
I'm glad to hear. And I think Gemma is saying her mum lives in the Isle of Wight and there was someone else. So she should organise, it'd be nice. Gemma, perhaps we should all travel there, and do a meetup over there. A holiday and a meetup in one. Because let's be fair, some of us, because we travel, we make a weekend of it when we go to meet people, don't we? And I think Helen, Sue, and Dan, we've all been away for the weekend somewhere along the lines, haven't we?
When Helen went to Kesto, she had a little castle, shall we say? Was it?
They called it Downton Abbey, didn't they?
Yes.
Downton Abbey. I was going to get to that, but you beat me to it. So should we tell the lovely people who don't know what is or who is Downton Abbey?
Yeah, I have a trailer tent.
Tent.
It was a lot more than just a tent, let's be honest. It was very, you had everything there, Helen. Absolutely everything there.
Well, it's when you're away, I like to be like I am at home.
Comfortable, yeah.
So, did you bring a few items with you to do some cooking when we were at Kesto? You had a grill with you and that?
Well, my Ninja grill, yes.
Yeah. So, Helen, are you now keeping with the group? And are you where you want to be in the lifestyle? I think Jan is asking.
Well, yes, I am keeping with the group because I'm a lifetime member.
Oh, wow.
And am I where I want to be? I don't know. I am happy where I am. So yeah, I suppose I am where I want to be.
Did you find it easy to stay where you're at then?
It's not easy, no.
And why is that?
Temptations.
Okay.
So
go back to old ways.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So what do you do to avoid the temptations?
Try not to buy things that aren't in our lifestyle, which is hard when you've got two boys that, want them. So I try and make things that I know that because they are very chocolate sweet orientated. So I try and make a lot of, the cakes and that.
So if you get tempted, you feel you've got a keto friendly version there. Yeah. So Kerry's asking, what's your average food? So what would you eat in your typical day then? What have you eaten today?
What have I eaten today? Yes. Yeah. So today I didn't break my fast until about 3, and that was a bacon omelette.
Nice.
And then I've had turkey bolognese tonight.
Nice.
That was about 6.
So do you eat the same time as the family, or do you eat separate?
No, we all eat at the same. Well, in the evening we all eat at the same time.
Mm-hmm. So
Obviously,
sometimes you have different things, and same year really.
Yeah. And obviously the lads eat, breakfast. They don't go. Children are hungry all the time. It's like they've got worms in it.
That's how you feel sometimes.
So when you say you broke your fast at 3, what kind of fasting do you do, or how often?
I would say typically it's 16/8.
Okay.
Today was just later because I'd been cleaning, keeping myself busy, and then sat down and watched something and was like, oh, I feel a bit hungry now. What can I have?
So you trust your body to tell you when you're hungry then?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some days I can do OMAD, which is 1 meal a day.
But what would you have if you had an OMAD meal?
Probably that's when we'd have the steak.
Okay.
Good choice.
With the halloumi. There's only me in the house that eats halloumi.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Steve, not a fan, no? I thought
No, he says it's too rubbery.
So,
but you know what you've missed in there?
So do you have a favourite?
I don't know. Again, I don't think I've got a favourite. I mean, I have from the shop. I like, from the bakery. I like the cheesecakes.
Okay. So what do you make then? What did you make last week?
Well, I like brownies. We'll make the brownies for the boys.
Okay.
That's about it that I make for the boys.
Because I remember you posting pictures when I first started about the food you were making and things like that. So, I was thinking, you're feeding a family, so I can do it as well. That's why I knew you were there when I first started. Kerry says she's with you with the cheesecake. And Jane is asking, how do you cook your halloumi, basically?
I cook it on my Ninja grill. So it's only about 5 minutes, so about 2 minutes on each side, that's it, and it's done. But I do sprinkle it with either paprika, or I've used the garlic granules.
Okay, yeah.
So sprinkle that on first before I put it on the grill.
Okay. Jan, yes, a lot of us have Ninjas, but it's not a compulsory. I do my halloumi fries in the frying pan. So, you don't necessarily need the grill. Just putting that out there.
But have you seen the new grill, though? Have you seen the outdoor barbecue grill? I'm like,
yes, I've seen it, but it's not an essential purchase just quite yet. That's what I'm saying anyway. Poor Jan. Yes, bless her. I was going to go back to another question. I saw it.
Jan had a question.
Yeah, she was asking about how do your friends, I think it was.
Yeah, how do your friends understand what you're doing?
Understand what you're doing. So, do any of your friends do keto or?
No. So when I was first on keto, when I first started the lifestyle, it was very hard to get people to understand. When you said, well, they'll say, oh, have one of these biscuits. I'm like, I don't want one of those biscuits. Why? Because it's not in my lifestyle. Yeah, but one won't hurt you. And then I just keep saying no, or I take my own to their house. Do you know what I mean? So that they hadn't then got the option to give me what I didn't want. But now they don't even ask.
That's good.
But they do sit there and eat them in front of me, which I think is a bit harsh. But
oh, bless you. And you got Kerry going, cough, yeah, you need Marmite with your halloumi. So are you team Marmite or not? I see by your face you're not. No. So his hand is waving in the background there.
It's Dylan.
Hi, Dylan.
Hello, Dylan. How are we doing?
How are you?
Good.
So you've come to some of these keto meetups when we've met up. Have you enjoyed yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah? What's your favourite part of meeting us all?
Probably
Play golf with Chris.
Probably more lovely. You took a flag home from Wales, didn't you? Yeah. Yeah, you think about that one and then you can always come back and tell us.
All of it. All of it. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's lovely. Sandra is saying, I hope you feel very proud of yourself, Helen, because you should.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It has took a long while though to it.
And one of my favourite pictures, I hope you don't mind, I should have got it, was of you in that dress that you bought. Was it size 12, I believe, was it?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, you know, and that good feel factor, you were beaming wearing that dress, to be fair.
But here, this one.
Have you got it? Oh no, that's
No, not that one.
No. It's the one I think that people can see in the on your blog, because you wrote a blog talking about your journey, which is shared on the Keto Fitness Club website.
Yes.
So you take keto treats to their house. Oh, that's an interesting point. When you go to your friends, have you thought about taking something with you?
I've taken keto treats to them, but had mixed reactions.
Okay. I always serve at the trifle, and they, you know, I don't say anything about it being sugar-free or anything, and everybody tucks into it. They just see a trifle, you know, so they don't think about that.
No, the kids do like baked tart too.
Yeah. And I've seen a couple of good photos from yourself making that one.
Got a question from Jane Roberts here.
Yep.
Helen, I apologise if I missed this. What was your reason for starting on the keto lifestyle?
Just my main reason was to lose weight.
Okay.
But as most people, as they go through the lifestyle and get further into it, if that's how you want to put it, it's not all about losing the weight. It's how you feel and how your clothes feel. Like we've just been saying, you know, when you can walk into any clothes shop and just pick it up at size 12 and know that it's going to fit you. I've never been able to do that. And I'm actually in a size lower than another person of my family, and that's never been. I've always been bigger than them.
So that's a real good feel factor, as we call them. Yeah. So you hinted that you know, because you are now a lifetime member. Why did you make that commitment to be a lifetime member? What was the light bulb moment for you, I suppose?
So I found Keto Fitness Club in the June of 2020. I then became a member in August 2020, and by December 2020, I was a lifetime member because, like I said before, the community of in this group, you know, everybody's just so lovely, and I've never in any other group that because obviously finding Keto Fitness Club, you find quite a few other keto groups, and they've all gone now. There's only I only have Keto Fitness Club now.
I did read in the chat further up comments. I think it was Gemma said you can't beat the KFC family, and we are such a strong community, aren't we? You know, we laugh together, we cry together, we lift each other up together, and when we're down there, we're all cuddled, hence my touch with each other. And that I've never been in any other group like it either, Helen, to be fair. So I champion and hear every word you just said, and I think all our members out there will say the same thing, and that's why we love each other, don't we, really? And get on, and friendships.
It's not just, I mean, and also it wouldn't happen without Mark and Ella, and I just think that they're a fantastic family. and wanted to commit a bit further with them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think most people will say the same and feel that way, When I came across, I've said it, Mr. Brereton across YouTube, it was like, wow, he's a British guy. I remember thinking it and saying it And there's one of your best friends, I think, just commented, Karen, there. And you've made lovely friends along the way. Because I do believe that you have friends that you talk to every day within the community, don't you? Yeah. Because when you meet up with people, you just click, don't you? I think it's fair to say.
You do, yeah. I don't think I've ever met anybody face to face that I've not got on with. Not that I know of, anyway.
We'll start a war on you now. Oh, but no, Joe, I know what you're saying. Everybody, it's weird because we got to know each other in lockdown on Zoom. And then when we met up in person, it was just the most bizarre, weird thing.
Yeah, because you knew everything,
didn't they?
Yeah. You knew everything about them. It's just like, but they're completely different in real life. And it's like, but I know everything about it, I know your name, the whole lot. And it's really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
And as Gemma have just said, can't get rid of you now. Because you're a lifetime member and you're good.
Yeah.
So for people out there who are not a member then and listening in to learn about the lifestyle and everything, what bit of advice would you give them? What could you to start off or recommend?
What if they're not a member?
Well, if they're not doing the lifestyle and
if they're not doing the lifestyle,
or if they just about to start out, what advice would you give them?
So I don't think, my dad last August turned around to me and said, I need to shed a few pounds. How can I do it? So I just said to him, keto. Yeah. So obviously he knows it works because he's seen me. So he says, well, how do I get started? So I says, just don't take out your 4 main carb groups, rice, pasta, potato, bread. And that's what he did. And he's replaced them with celeriac, swede, cauliflower. He used to have muesli in the morning. Doesn't have that now. He has 3 boiled eggs.
Nice.
And he's managed to lose 2 stone.
Wow.
Fantastic.
And if that's not inspirational and a testimony to you showing him the way, look.
So he does come, and ask me questions. But yeah, I would definitely say just take out the 4 main carbs and see how you go. I mean, a lot of people that I've mentioned it to will say, oh my gosh, I like potatoes. I don't think I could live without potato.
But you do though, don't you? It's surprising. Yeah. I think we've all been there. And it's like, I never thought I could live without bread. But you do. It's funny how you change.
You don't replace it with same. You replace it with like more protein, or more fat to fill you a bit more, or do you know what I mean? You don't replace it for like.
Yeah.
But I think that is what you learn as you go through the lifestyle. You might do that to start with because that's your way of thinking.
Yeah. It's interesting. I'm just totally Jane who said I think that this is part of the draw. So many from US and you can't always get the ingredients, etc. they use. But I would say a lot of the American things, we can adapt them, but it just says to, I'm lucky I'll go to somebody in the group and ask the question, okay, what's a cup of this and a cup of that? It can be done, but you have to think about it a little bit more, don't you? I think. But on the other side, I wonder sometimes when we see all these keto bars and keto shakes and all the rest of it, are they really suitable for the lifestyle? Because when you look at the ingredients, some of them aren't, are they suitable? Let's be honest. But it's down to a very personal choice how you do this. So I might not take them, but I know somebody else lives on them. You know, it is what it is, isn't it? In that way. What else we got? Totally Jane also says, plus the sense of humour is understandable, lol. Oh, we have lots of laughs here, don't we?
Oh, we do, yes.
We do have lots of laughs. Yes. My keto coach last night, Zoom, was a hoot. We've not laughed like that in I don't know how long last night. And it was a group of us, there was about 10 of us, and we were just having a good old giggle. And again, good medicine for the soul, basically, isn't it? Now, Gillian will know all about that laughing, I feel like. She says she's shy, so a confident folk to have courage to go on the live members group. I'm still hiding behind. So you're going to give any, tips?
Yeah, just keep going, keep doing it. That's what I did. When I was coming on Zooms, and I would have my camera on, but I wouldn't, or I would use the chat. So if there was a conversation, and sometimes you can't get in to talk, or you feel that you can't get in to talk, so I would use the chat to type. But just keep going, and if you're going to go to, that's probably the main reason is I've been to the meetups, I've met the group of people, and met them face to face, so it does make it easier than when you're on a Zoom.
And there's no pressure, is there? We are really happy if someone wants to stay, with camera off, they can. And people like me, I'll be honest, I can talk for Wales. So if there's a gap, I fill it. Let's be honest, call a spade, I don't mind. But it's just nice to know people are joining us. So let's have a look. Gemma's on about it and had a great gazebo. Is that to do with the meetup maybe in Norwich? No? I don't know. She said and had a great gazebo.
She's on about me trailer tent, I think.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, yeah, it did. My dad mentions a gazebo for the weekend.
So totally, Jane, it surprised me with the root veg that I was told not to eat before and now find it's okay. Okay, so I wonder, is that another diet lifestyle? Because again, nobody died from eating a carrot, did they? It's all in moderation, isn't it? Let's be fair. Jane Roberts says, that's a great point, Helen. You didn't replace it like for like. You, over time, learn to eat differently. Yes.
That's a really good good point.
That's where it becomes a lifestyle, isn't it? It's not a diet.
Yeah, I never knew I'd eat years ago.
Yeah, and then Gemma said how good lifestyle is that you are writing the name on everything. Okay. Never be afraid to talk, and if people are non-stop chatting, you raise a hand. Yeah. So your dad. I think there's another conversation going on there, because when it's in Facebook, sometimes it's out of context to what we see it for some reason, because obviously people are answering people. So no, it was the same keto people on YouTube. Okay. I'm not sure what that is about, but maybe
it's about the root vegetables.
It could be, yeah. The thing is, I think, again, we say people quite often ask us, is there anything am I allowed to eat this? Only you can answer that question, really. Yeah. Only you know what triggers your cravings or spikes your blood sugars if you're type 2. So it's really a personal choice. And yeah, you learn through this all the different options of what is available to you and what you like and what you don't like. So it doesn't happen overnight, unfortunately. And that's the other thing with the lifestyle. Like, you've been around nearly 3 years now, Helen. So you're in it to keep going. You haven't have you fallen off the wagon and the keto wagon at all?
Oh, once or twice, yeah.
So what motivates you to get back on that wagon?
Others within the community giving me a big,
Okay.
And most probably Stephen, because Stephen's been, as soon as I said that, back in 2020 that I was going to reduce my carbs, he was like, well, if you're going to do it, I'm doing it. So he's been with me all the way through. So whatever I eat, he eats. So if I come off the wagon, so does Stephen, and he'll be there and he'll say, we need to get back on it. We need to get back on it.
Because he realizes most probably how good he feels, and he knows how good you feel. So he's just like, come on, let's do this together. Because Lee and I do it together, so I get it. It totally, I think there was a question back that we missed as well. Do you exercise, Helen?
So when I first started, no. It took me because in my mind, it was, I wanted to get the weight off first before exercising. So it was September, October time when I started exercising, but it was walking. So I would drop my youngest off at school, and then I would go for at least a 3-mile walk, Monday to Friday.
Okay.
And then Saturday and Sunday we'd go out as a family. We'd go to, local parks or up to the Peak District and have a bit of a wander around up there.
Because Jan was saying she has mobility problems, that's why she's asking.
I know that Mark does a few low impact sessions. I've done a few, not live with Mark, I've done them as recorded. But a lot of them, if you are a member and you go into the live Zoom, then you can,
I think Jan was in one with me last week. I hope she don't mind me saying. And I was asking Mark because I couldn't do something, and so we just say I can't do that, or how can I do it?
It's really good. It's changing it,
modifying
it so everyone can do it. So if you can't stand for periods of time, then you can do a seated version for it, and that. So just because you got low mobility or you got reduced mobility, don't think you can't exercise, because everyone can. And Mark's really good at helping everyone.
And I think,
go on, sorry.
Well, when I first started exercising or doing Mark's exercises, I did them as the recorded ones, just so that I could pause it when I needed to. Do you know what I mean? So say if you needed a breather or you needed a drink, or do you know what I mean? Just so that you could do it at your pace then.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea, actually. I never thought of that, because some of these exercises, especially the high intensity ones, or Susan or this, because she does them quite a lot, that they are really, really tough. But even I'm thinking like, even I might not be doing that. So I might have to do it next time. Do a recorded one and pause it when I need to take a break.
Some people might think that is, if you take a break, then you might not go back to it. It depends on how disciplined you are, I suppose, yourself. But that's the way I see it, that you can pause it whenever you want then. And just...
Well, you're still doing it. You're still completing the full session.
Yeah. And 10 minutes, say you do 10 minutes and you have to stop, that's 10 minutes more than you would have done if you hadn't done any, if you look at it that way, and eventually you will get to do the 30 minutes without stopping if you keep at it and keep trying and doing that little bit as often as you can. Gemma has hinted, Beard, you like to do Rick's every morning. Let's Rick it every morning. Do you do the steps with Rick then?
I have. That's something that we've recently started doing. Yes.
Okay. Because Elaine have said, "Are we going to Dubai?" Doesn't he do his workouts in Dubai? Yes. I've got the right guy. Yeah. So totally, Jane have said, "I will be joining at the end of the month. What I found here is consistency. recipes that are variable and doable. I failed before because I was so restricted after getting all my info off the tube. Yeah. And once you restrict yourself, we tell everybody this time and time again, don't we, Helen?
I tell people when people ask me, well, you can't eat this and you can't eat that, and I'll be like, but it's my lifestyle. I choose what I eat. If it doesn't interfere with my lifestyle, then I will eat it.
So I really appreciate your time with us tonight. I can't believe it's 8:20. We've kept going and kept going.
It's went so quickly, yeah.
I know. So what I'm going to say to the lovely viewers out there, if you're in Nottingham, week Saturday, you may bump into some lovely Keto Fitness Club members because they'll be in the city most probably, starting off in Spoons. Sorry, Helen, if you're going to get any gate crashes, blame me because I'm not there. But I'm telling you, if anybody gate crashes, you'll have a fab time meeting the other members. Oh, I was buzzing when I found the Scotch egg recipe. It's only 4:20 here in the afternoon.
Gemma's in the Caribbean, unfortunately.
It's okay for some, isn't it? You know, winter sun, you know. So I hope you have a fabulous meetup in Nottingham, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. So we're gonna sign out now, and we'll be back in a fortnight. Am I allowed to say it was here in a fortnight?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah. I don't know who they are, so it'll be new to me.
Really? We got the lovely ladies from Ava Bowles come in. So Alison and Victoria. 2 weeks.
They done the festival last year. They had.
That's right. They sponsored us with festival, didn't they? And they sold some protein bars and some crackers and things. And yeah, so they come in to talk to us about their brand, and they are way into the lifestyle, shall we say, the low carb for them. So that's interesting. Jane says, thank you, Helen, and all. That was great. Totally, Jane said thank you. So yes, thank you all. Sue, over to you. Fingers crossed you can stop the live.